The union and the state governments have taken up the land reform policy. The main intention for this is to improve the economic conditions of the agricultural classes. It is also intended to rescue the labor class from the clutches of the rich people. The work of implementation has been taken through legislature. According to the scheme sponsored, the legislature has made it a policy not to dispossess the persons actually cultivating the lands, though there is scope to claim to be a person cultivating the lands personally by engaging laborers. The legislature has made it hard to persons who are not physically cultivating their lands personally. There was the system of entertaining bonded laborers by rich people, and the amendment in legislature has provided a release of the bonded laborers from the clutches of the rich people. It is also arranged to provide reliefs to the released bonded laborers by the government by way of affording reliefs to them by way of cash and kind. In the initial stage, the scheme brought out by the government worked very hard, but our government found alternative measures to avoid such difficulties. Nevertheless, there were many calamities in that the tenants in many cases were murdered. The landowners, however, managed to deprive such persons the fruits of their labor. The government in all such cases afforded protections and reliefs to the poor riot classes. The working of this scheme is still experiencing hardships, but the governments are very firm in the ultimate achievements aimed at in the beginning. Gradually, the obstacles which were in the way of implementing the scheme are eradicated. The tenants who have now become the owners of the lands cultivated by them feel very much relieved of their grievances. Thus, the agricultural classes who are mostly on the fields are now happy and peaceful. The agricultural class have now to face another problem in regard to securing adequate financial resources besides the agricultural implements and manure, so on. The government have firmly stood by them in providing these facilities at appropriate times in cash and kind. The agricultural department is made to solely concentrate attention in giving guidance to the tenants from time to time directly and through broadcasting. Further, the technical staff of the agricultural department are made to have constant watch over the seasonal conditions and to provide suitable medicines to eradicate the worms which eat away the seedlings at the budding. The staff is also made responsible to demonstrate agricultural operations on the fields and during particular seasons. The riots find it very easy to cope up with the field operation and get good yield of crops. The government have also made it a point to sanction the required finance by way of loans. The said loans carry smaller rate of interest. Even the recoveries are not hard. The riots will have extension of time to repay the loans in installments in cases where the crops fail on account of natural calamities. The facilities to market the crop by the riots are also made available to them at their doors. For that, the government have established cooperative societies and purchase points at convenient places. The riots are also assured of proper value to their produce in the minimum to work out the cost of agriculture and their maintenance. It is now for the agriculturists to make proper use of the amenities provided by the government from time to time. Instances are not wanting wherein there have been misuse of the loans sanctioned and the amenities provided by the government. But such events are gradually on the decrease. The agriculturists are made to understand the way of encouragements they are getting and to protect their own interest. Mischievous persons cannot now think of cheating the riots and before. Agriculturists have well understood about the details of developmental programs sponsored by government in this behalf. It is further revealed that the government have exempted the smallholders from the payment of the value of lands conferred on them. Thus, it is to be found that the efforts made by the government to uplift the riots have been successful. This will continue notwithstanding the obstacles in this way. Dear sir, we have received your kind letter of 8th instant wherein you have explained your inability to pay the premiums which remained unpaid since 4 months. In the said letter, you have also expressed your idea to surrender the policy. On verification of the premiums so far you have paid on your policy, the surrender value thereon works out to rupees 3000 only. In this context, we desire to apprise you the fact that it is not advisable to surrender your policy as it will result in huge loss to you. By surrendering your policy, you will not only get less than what you have paid, but also you will be deprived of the benefits admissible under the said policy to your dependents. Therefore, we are of the opinion that it is not advisable for you to surrender the policy which you have wisely taken in the interest of you and your family. In case you think of getting another policy at a later date after your financial difficulties are over, you will have to pay the enhanced rate of premium. As such, we hereby desire you to reconsider your idea to surrender the policy in your own interest, more so in the interest of your dependents. We have unlimited alternatives to help you to overcome the crisis. Corporation is also providing loans to the policy holders. Your policy will get 80% of the surrender value as loan and we hope it will enable you to pay the premiums unpaid besides finding salvation to your present financial crisis. If you are unable to come up to our office, please let us know when our representative can call on you to enlighten you in this behalf. We assure you, sir, to serve you better. Thanking you. Yours faithfully.